Your Beatitude, Cardinal Bashara Utrosrai, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, dear friends, I greet you warmly from the Dicastery for Interreligious Dialogue at the Vatican, in communion with our Holy Father, Pope Leo XIV. I thank you for this noble initiative, born of shared friendship and of the desire to renew the vision of the Second Vatican Council and the enduring message of Nostra Aetate for Lebanon and indeed for the world. 60 years ago, the Second Vatican Council offered the world a prophetic gift, Nostra Aetate, the declaration on the relation of the Church to other religions. It called the Church to recognize God's presence in the diversity of human faith. The Council Fathers affirmed, I quote, "The Church rejects nothing that is true and holy in these religions, for they often reflect a ray of that truth which enlightens all men." Nostra Aetate number 2. These rays of truth shine in the conscience, prayer and culture of every people. Lebanon has symbolically long embodied this vision, where the call of muezzin and the ringing of the church bells rise together in praise of the one God, merciful and compassionate. As we remark this 60th anniversary, I greet especially the Muslim and Christian scholars gathered on this occasion. Let this commemoration be not a simple repetition, but a renewal. The world has changed, and so must our understanding of other faiths and our approach to dialogue. Nostra Aetate speaks of rays of truth. Do we really recognize them within Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism and other spiritual paths? And do our partners in faith see Christianity not a rival creed, but a companion in the search for God's mercy and justice? I urge you to speak boldly and clearly about the spiritual foundations of dialogue. Help believers in mosques, synagogues, churches, schools, universities and families to see Nostra Aetate not as a relic of history, but as a living roadmap of our time. Read it alongside the wider magisterium and recent calls such as the document on human fraternity and ask, how best can we communicate its message in today's digital world without losing its essence? Together, let us deepen our awareness of our shared humanity, created in the image of God. Let us cherish the virtues that sustain coexistence, mercy, hospitality, justice, reverence for life, and care for creation. Differences need not divide us. They are gifts revealing God's mystery in the world. Nostra Aetate teaches that dialogue not as a concession, but a way of life and a witness to God's love. To meet others in truth and charity is to imitate God Himself, the foundation of dialogue. We cannot truly call on God, the Father of all, if we refuse to treat in a brotherly way any person created in His image. Nostra Aetate number 3. Dialogue is a journey that demands humility, patience and the courage to let God speak through the other, calling us to face our histories and to move beyond fear toward friendship. In Lebanon, this dialogue is lived, not theorized. In Tripoli, the Maronite Church builds bridges of peace through social works, Dar el Fatwa, and its schools, educating thousands of children, most of them Muslims, in knowledge and coexistence. This dialogue of life, a spirituality of encounter, remains one of Nostra Aetate most beautiful fruits. His Holiness Pope Leo XIV holds Lebanon close to his heart and looking forward to visit you soon, to walk among you as Peter's successor, to strengthen you in faith and to affirm that your hope will not fail. As Jesus said to Peter, when you have turned back, strengthen your brothers. In dialogue with the world, he invites us to embrace three essential pillars: peace, justice, and truth. These pillars are not abstract ideas, but living paths toward fraternity and a shared future. Peace is an active and demanding gift, rooted in respect for religious freedom and the dignity of every human person. As the Holy Father reminds us, peace building calls for a genuine willingness to engage in dialogue, inspired by the desire to communicate rather than clash, and the courage to hold the production of instruments of destruction and death. True peace is not the silence of arms, but the harmony of reconciled hearts, built daily in homes, classrooms, hospitals, and dialogue circles where our trust and hope are renewed. Justice is the foundation of peace. Pope Leo XIV reminds us that in a world marked by inequality and conflict, no one is exempted from striving to ensure respect for the dignity of every person, especially the frailest and vulnerable. Every decision, political, social, or religious, must ask, does this uplift the most vulnerable? Justice recognizes the image of God in every person and ensures that dignity, not power, guides progress. Truth gives peace and justice their essence. The Church must always speak the truth about humanity and the world, a truth inseparable from charity, seeking the good of all. Truth is not abstract, but a living encounter with Christ, guiding us when confronted with violence, migration, the ethical use of artificial intelligence, and care for common hope. Nostra Aetate calls us to acknowledge, preserve, and encourage the spiritual and moral truths found among all peoples. Embracing with humility, truth heals wounds, restores trust, and make unity possible. Dear friends, Lebanon's wounds are deep, yet in God's providence, they can become the very soil from which renewal and peace blossom. To all scholars, imams, priests, rabbis and citizens, the time for waiting is over. Let honest, courageous dialogue continue. Let every church, mosque, synagogues, monastery and family become a school of dialogue, where fear gives way to friendship, mutual respect, and resentment to responsibility. Let schools, seminaries, madrasas, and universities become laboratories of peace, where young people can learn to live together in harmony. Let us honor the values that unite us and those that distinguish us. We need not be the same to live in harmony. We need only to recognize the divine image in one another. Lebanon, lift your eyes. The cedar may bend, but it will not break. Root your future in truth. Shape your society in justice. And let peace crown your unity for a better Lebanon. The Church, in the spirit of Nostra Aetate, walks with you. The world believes in your capacity, and God, who has never ceased to dwell among us, will make you again a light for the nations, a showing that faith can heal, dialogue can unite, and love can rebuild what hatred has torn down. May the Almighty God bless Lebanon with peace, dignity, and enduring hope.